So you've probably heard the age-old question, or maybe you even asked it yourself: is studying journalism and media really worth it? Whether you're looking to pursue this as a degree or you're knee-deep into it, you're also wondering, is this actually going to lead to a career, or am I just chasing a dream? Well, hi, my name is Baini. I'm a second-year journalism and media student at the University of Hertfordshire, and today I'm going to be discussing studying journalism and media, whether it's worth it, based on my experience and my reality of the degree. So these are my opinions, my experiences. Everyone's is different. So let's dive right in. Alright, so let's start with why I even chose to study journalism and media in the first place. Journalism was one of the few subject courses that I wanted to apply to at uni, and the main reason why is because I have always been a good writer. I've always been interested in social issues, staying informed, keeping up to date, and just being able to pass that message across in such a very storytelling, creative way, as my friends had always told me. And I felt like that could be something that I could pursue as a degree and possibly as a career, since it was a huge interest of mine, writing, storytelling, and creativity. It wasn't when I started to apply and look at subject courses I found out about journalism and media as a joint honours. So a joint honours is basically when you're studying two subjects under one. It doesn't mean you're doing double the work or more work than if you were studying let's say just journalism, for instance. You're going to have an equal balance of both subjects and equal distribution of the workload and learning module assessments, all of that stuff. When I found out that media was also part of this joint honours course, I thought, why not, right? I always knew no matter what I did, whether that was a career or work or business, I just wanted the opportunity to work in a creative space, engage with other people, and tell stories that matter, whether that's through writing or video format. And I thought, hey, media is everywhere, so why not study this as a joint honours degree? And boom, that's how I decided that I was going to study journalism and media as one. I want to premise this video is not going to be about my sole experience studying this course at my university for certain reasons, but I will touch upon that possibly after my third year. So if you want to stay tuned, you better subscribe now so that when I graduate I can do a full-on review. But this video is just going to be about studying journalism and media as its own course, detaching it from where I'm actually studying. But maybe from certain things I mention here and there, my experience, you can grab a few, one or two. But I just wanted to say that out for clarity, okay? Because if you know, you know. So yeah. When I first started my course in my first year, it was a lot more intense than I thought. Now, I always assumed, yes, there'll be a lot of writing, but I didn't know the amount of research that goes into studying a journalism and media course. You have to do a lot of research, a lot of analyzing, and of course a lot of writing. And then added on that, there's a lot of intense, dreaded deadlines, as there is with any assignment and any university course. So when it first started, it wasn't all roses. I had to adjust to the intense workload, especially with my course, which I will consider is very practical. So I don't write exams, I don't write tests. There have been a few times I've written tests, but they're not content. I can only think of maybe 2 times my entire duration so far where I've written a test, and it weren't anything like a big deal or something like that. They carried even less weight than other assignments. But most of my assessments is based on essays, practical work, so maybe a project like a podcast, a radio news bulletin, a radio news package, a portfolio, a magazine design, a bunch of other more practical assignments, assessments, rather than theoretical exams and tests is what I do in my course, at least at my university. With all of that, I've actually learned so much, and it wasn't until recently, because I'm doing a particular module this semester which is called employability skills, where we have to curate our CV for post-uni life and jobs and things like that. And there was a particular lecture we had where we had to write down transferable skills that we have that we could use to apply to certain job roles. And I started to realize, studying this course, there's so many skills that I've gained that have helped me in so many areas of my life. So I do YouTube content creation, as you guys would call it, and I've gotten so many skills or learned so many things just from studying journalism and media. So they kind of go hand in hand in a way. Things like working in teams, studying your audience, what type of audience you have, what type of content to put out, and just understanding like the media landscape as a whole, how messages are passed across, like the way certain things are put across to the viewers, to entire certain reactions or messages. It's so interesting when you actually go into like studying the landscape of media as a whole. You'll be surprised at the amount of things you learn about certain media publications and platforms. It's like, okay, girl, but we're gonna keep it hush hush over here. But if you know, you know. I'll say one of the best things about this course is the creative freedom that it offers. You're encouraged to experiment and find your own style. I won't lie, there have been instances where it has felt rather limiting, but I guess that's based on methodology rather than as a whole, if that makes sense. But it still gives you the creative freedom to produce, create content in your own style that is comfortable and engaging and makes your audience, your readers feel that, okay, this is worth watching, this is worth reading, this is worth having a look at. So having that creative freedom has really, really helped me and blossomed in a lot of areas of my life, especially being a YouTuber. I get to put out videos in a certain way. I get to have creative liberty to edit certain way, add sounds, capture certain highlights, moments, things like that. So it's really fun. It's very creative. Another huge pro is the variety of career options this degree brings. So a lot of people think that with studying journalism, it's just about news reporting, but no, it's not. This degree can lead to roles in PR, social media managing, marketing, content creation, and an endless range of job opportunities and roles. I personally found that the more diverse your skills are, the more opportunities you'll have. You learn things like researching your audience or a certain topic, crafting out specific news angles, analyzing what you've written, trying to find something that is creative and engaging, writing, research, editing, critical thinking. All of these skills you carry with you no matter where you go. The minute you start studying journalism and media, it literally becomes a part of your everyday life. I've gotten to the point now where I have to micro-analyze every small thing, which is something I didn't have to do. But just because we're studying journalism and media, a lot of the work you do has to be factual and accurate. So I kind of have to do a double, in fact, sometimes a quadruple take on certain things, especially in this world of social media where there's a lot of misinformation online that just spreads very rapidly and very quickly. You learn to develop a very unique, informative relationship with readers, audience, or people around you in general. All right, now let's get real. One of the biggest downsides of studying journalism and media is how competitive the market is. There are so many people who graduate and have the same degrees, so it can be hard to stand out from everyone else, right? But here's the thing, if you build a strong portfolio, network like crazy, and get some practical experience, even if it's unpaid, you'll be in a much better position. Also, the pressure is no joke. There is always a deadline, whether that's for assignments, projects, or articles. There's always going to be a very strict, intense, fast approaching deadline. And media in general moves really, really fast. So you have to keep up with trends while also balancing your academic work. It can be overwhelming. It definitely is overwhelming sometimes. Actually, tell a lie, a lot of the times, especially during busy periods at uni. I would say second semester of second year has been one of the toughest so far for me. A lot of the assignments that I have are very heavy practical based. A lot of them recently have involved filming a short film documentary, creating campaign posts, developing 10-minute podcasts. So it's a lot of heavy based practical work that goes into a lot of the assignments that you have when you're studying journalism and media. I will touch on in just a bit more about some of the modules I currently take, I have taken, and just speak a bit about that, because although journalism and media kind of go hand in hand in a way, they're quite distinctive modules under them that vary and can be different. Honestly, when I started, I had this picture of journalism where I was out in the field interviewing people, public figures, celebrities, or even having the opportunity to travel the world. Now, that's not to say those things can't be done, but spoiler alert, it doesn't always work out like that. In my second year now, and some parts of the course have been far less glamorous. Another tough pill to swallow is the salary situation. I will graduate in about a year and hopefully get a job that I enjoy and pays well and is fun. But based on research that I've done and I've seen, in the early stages of your career, your pay can be quite low, especially if you start out in freelancing or internships. But I've definitely found that with time, more experience, and a really great portfolio, the pay can definitely improve. A lot of people pay you based on what you're worth, your skill set, what value can you bring to their team, to their company, to the establishment, whatever the case may be. So if you're looking into studying journalism and media, or you're currently studying it, now is the best time to start thinking proactively. How can I stand out from others? What can I do that is significant? What skill or value that is so unique about me that can add value and also increase my pay potential wherever I go? That's currently the stage I'm at, and I've been doing a really good job so far building a portfolio. I was even building a portfolio before I knew I had to build one when I started my YouTube channel about 2 years ago. Now let's talk about some of the modules that I do. I have my list of subjects that I've taken in the past and that I'm currently taking this year. So these are the modules I did under journalism: Introduction to Journalism, Journalism and Politics, Journalism Skills Multi-Platform, Journalism Law and Ethics, Radio Journalism, Journalism Skills News, and Journalism Skills Features. And for media, Introduction to Media Communications, Sound and Image Storytelling, Research Methods in Media Communications, Magazine Design, Video Feature, and Social Media and Critical Practice. Currently, I am doing 4 modules for this semester. 2 of those modules are journalism based and the other 2 are media based. The workload is equally distributed. I just wanted to preface this is that one subject doesn't have more work than the other. It's an equal amount. Very stressful still, but an equal amount. You can use equipment like microphones, speakers, learning how to use Audition for audio editing, how to use Premiere Pro for video editing. Every university's delivery methods differ. Some are a lot more well-resourced and in-depth, some not as much. But if you do want to study journalism and media, my advice for you is whatever institution you want to go to, do your own research, look at how the teaching methodology is, if possible, speak to current students, find videos online if there's a student or past student that has gone to that university and studied the course. Just do your own research to whatever university, college that you decide to go to and see it for yourself. So finally, is studying journalism and media worth it? For me, I'll say yes, but it depends on what you're looking for. Throughout my duration, I've learned along the way that I more so lean towards the media part rather than the journalism part. So I prefer production, directing, editing, curating, more so like the behind the scenes rather than like the reporting, the researching, the writing aspect. That's not to say that if a role or opportunity presented itself that was more inclined to journalism, I wouldn't be capable or interested in doing it. I still would, but more so my interests and like my career goals and passions have much more of a heavy saturation focus in the media aspect. It is a tough industry. You just have to put in the work and I'm sure you'll be fine. I'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. If I was to change anything, this is controversial. If I was to do a different course, maybe it will be film, TV production, and media. So there you have it, the pros, the cons, and my personal take on whether studying journalism and media is worth it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you thinking about studying media, journalism, or both. Or maybe you're already in the field and have some insights to share that can be really helpful. Just let me know down in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more content like this. In the meantime, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!